Hello and welcome to my channel. So yeah, um, um, sorry, I my laptop just shut down because it ran out of battery. So yes, there are people who have practiced looking into other people's lives. Um, they get readings on other people done. They get if they know about Akashic records accessing, they try and do that. And this is what they do. They're constantly trying to look into other people's business, other people's journey, and uh, they are just a mess. And when two people who are meant to come together, they um, people who are following their soul's path will come across such toxic people. It's inevitable. It's inevitable that because you're following your soul's path, because you're doing good work, because you're a good soul, that you're not going to come across these people. Why do you come across these people? You say is because you have to identify them. You have to identify them and send their all of their information. So this is like recollection. The they made a very big mistake by getting together during the full moon night, like they usually do during the lunar cycles, like the full moon and the new moon are basic for such people. They think that they can kind of make use of the moon to hurt people, or to to stop them, cause resistance in their soul's path and journey by speaking negatively about them. So all of the gossip that they do towards you is done consciously with the intention of using the moon's energy to um, cause negativity in your way. But all it is doing in this scenario where you and your person know, both of you know, we know that we're meant to be together. It's just causing a lot of comfort, physical discomfort. Um, but let's see what's coming up. We're going to do some clarifications as well. So be careful, be careful. Take a leap of faith. These people are trying to also steal your harvest your mental energy. Like this was a energy harvesting ritual as well, causing so I just watched I'm watching Supernatural, where I'm doing a rerun of it for God knows. I don't know the number of this rerun. I've watched that show many different times for many different reasons. But this time I want to learn about the narratives that are focused on occult rituals and things like that. So to help me understand our hero's journey, tarot is based on concepts of uh, the hero's journey, our soul's journey, where we are. And also I wanted to pay attention to those little um, bits of information that I possibly missed out on earlier before meeting my person, right? My divine counterpart, highest level soulmate, whatever you want to say. So it basically, so there is a card game that this man, which that's what they call him, or Dean calls him, it's warlock, comes up with a card game where you can um where like he plays poker, and um if you lose, you lose a bunch of years from your life. If you win, you gain years in your life. He's basically immortal or something of that sort, so you can't. I mean, obviously he's a warlock, a man witch, so it can't die very easily, definitely. So he has this eternal eternal life, and he plays this game. So these people think that there is some spell that they can do to take away all of your years, all of your soul's journey, all the highlights of your soul's journey, and steal them. And there's this person, like, she really thought that she can do it. I just like I just told my mind, like, give her your best of the nightmares. And by that time, I mean, by this time in life, I know, like, when my subconscious is throwing out all the dirt and filth, like, I would barely remember one or two things, and only remember because I want to wake up and say, "Yeah, I'm done with that." My subconscious threw it out, and it's still going through that process. And till I know, like, these people are attacking me, I'm going to bring it on. I'm going to bring it on. So even you might be able. This is my strategy in dealing with these people. She's so nasty, like, I can see her face in this person face, like, it's literally like the face that she makes, like this gleeful. And it can be anything, like, she she pulls a fast one. Like, if she gets something free, something extra, she will have this expression on her face, like, if she loved it when she could create a scenario where she could get something for free, anything, and at the same time make it look like I was also a freeloader and looking for freebies. And the third thing that she would really like to do was to um, show that I don't have such a high spending capacity like me. No, like, all of the things that people had possibly accused her of all her life of doing, she was trying to paint a picture as if I was the one, like, and she was harvesting many, many ideas from my mind on how to, like, hurt me on in these three categories and surrender my shield, my weapons of. But um, to such people, and to this person, if she's listening or whatever, like, I would like to say that all of this is really bogus. The only thing that really works is you walking a spiritual path, checking your own soul's jobs and tasks and whatever you're supposed to do, your own soul's journey. The only thing that works is this. Everything else is bogus. Your witchcraft is bogus. It's literally bogus. There is something called as magic, but what y'all are doing is bogus. It's pathetic. It's just creating an energy field that helps us identify the fact that you have horrible intentions towards us. Y'all are really toxic people, and we shouldn't just stay away from you. We should be telling God. We should be informing God and his angels and everyone that y'all are these nasty bunch of people, literally. And this is what you and your person are doing right now. Collective, like, you and your person are doing this right now, and you're doing this with uh, actual, like, wisdom. There's, like, enlightenment. This is the process of your enlightenment. It is a path of enlightenment. You're enlightening the cosmos and the akashic records uh, on this on these souls, these people. Um, let's see. Let's see. Take another set of cards. This is a path of enlightenment. It doesn't mean like you sit around like meditating all the time. You're supposed to be in a state of meditation and contemplation constantly. Let's look at it from a different perspective, right? There are two cards here saying, look at it from a different view, a different perspective. Now, would you like to be your journey towards spirituality, right? You taking the leap of faith on spirituality, on what is the soul. You started doing soul searching, possibly at a very, very young age. Seven of Wands here, Seven of Pentacles here, the Fool card here. At a very young age, you started reflecting. You had this curiosity that you wanted to know what the spirit world was like and what is this technology of soul. And it all started with, why am I facing so much discomfort and why am I so debilitated all the time? Right? It started with that. You started cultivating a path towards knowledge, self knowledge, right? And when you know very clearly that you're supposed to submit the information on all of these people who are making it look like self sabotage, but that they're the ones who are picking, um, like, because you have done this, you have you have done self sabotage. I'm not talking about like, being a miser and like freeloading off of everyone and everything possible. All right, not being able to just loosen the strings to like, and saving is one thing, but being a criminal mastermind of miserly behavior um is just wrong. It's criminal level of black mentality. And so y'all might have you never done this. Y'all have always been in abundance consciousness, creating it in a harmonious way, like, not like basically overnight success and things like that. But on the soul's journey, y'all might have hit the self sabotage button a few times, and y'all have the taste of that energy of what it feels like. What does self sabotage feel like? You'll know it. And it's inevitable. It You have to learn the lesson, so you understand this energy, this self-deceptive energy, and you understand that it's not something that is coming in as a soul lesson. It's coming in as an external lesson. It's a third party lesson. You are supposed to learn this because this energy will come through other people in the future, and like, you just know it. The main reason, again, like, I want to repeat or remind you, we started this journey of soul searching and spirituality, walking the path of a mystic, healer, shaman, whatever it might be, or might be tarot readers as well. Whatever it might be. You all might be normal people with normal jobs and businesses, and you all might do a lot of reading, you all might do a lot of meditation, and you all do a lot of soul searching, because we have physical discomforts which have no explanation or solution. We have digestive system problems, we have relationship problems, right? We are Even though we are in abundance consciousness, we are facing, um we aren't able to cultivate something out of it, right? According to the efforts, like, it doesn't match. It's not an equal equation, and it's not, it does not fit, it does not match. And the physical discomfort also, uh, hasn't got any explanation to it. Why, right? So when we flip at it and look at it from a different view, we have to admit that there are external factors which are completely alien to us, which do not resonate with our soul DNA, soul's journey, or with our soul's path. Those are those external energies thrown at us, being thrown at us. Yes, there are energies that are meant to attack you, right? And unless and until you feel it inside yourself, you feel it as something of you, you are not going to be able to recognize it when it comes from outside. And that's why when you were strong, when you had reached that point, when you had reached that point in life where you had met the person that you were supposed to be in a courtship with, in a relationship with, you have become whole, or you have a companion, your partner, right? And that is when these, the most horrible of these attacks were were unleashed on you. Till then you were just learning about these energies as if they were your own. But when you met your one, the divine counterpart, your highest level soulmate, or just soulmates, whatever you call them, that you know that this is the person that you're going to be uh, doing life with. When you met them, it's just like the situation turned. Now they knew, now the universe knew, or uh, karmic energy knew that you could be taught about it. It's like the devil introducing itself to you full blown in full capacity, because now you, that was like a clue, that was like a clue for the cosmos as well. The moment you're presented yourselves to each other, finally you're all gravitated towards each other, right? um, that is when the cosmos also knew. It was written in your Akashic records. Possibly you all got there a little earlier, or possibly a little later. Yeah, if you got there a little earlier, you've had a crash course in your life of discomfort and blaming yourself, self-loathing, self-worth issues, right? And and if you come to it later, you have repeated this five of swords, self-deceptive energies in a pattern over many times. Like, that one lesson has repeated for, like, one set of lessons. Let's say in one set you get about um 10, okay, so for the ones who met their counterparts, twin flame, soulmates, whatever it resonates with you. Whenever you're met, and if it's on a later stage, in a later age in your life, you're let's say you had you were learning on repeat 100 lessons, karmic lessons on repeat for 10 years. So you really can't differentiate between initially when you meet your divine counterpart, twin flame, soulmate, whatever you resonate with, right? And you meet them, you can't you're suddenly like, they are so different, but at the same time they're so same. This is, I'm talking about twin flame divine counterparts who've met way like when they're about 50 or something like that, right? Where the patterns, like, you don't understand that you're learning karmic lessons, and you think that this is what you have um, done in your life. It could be even earlier than that, much younger than that, like in your early 30s. Or what happens in your early 30s or mid 30s is that You are on the verge of understanding that, hey, my soul has hasn't done anything to be called to hasn't done anything so far. Like, you start getting an idea, like, if you're in your if you meet your twin flame, soulmate, divine counterpart, whatever resonates with you, before in your 30s, like early 30s or mid 30s, if you meet them, like, when you look at them, you're like, at that point, you on your own, you have reached that point where you're like, you're on the verge of discovering that, hey, my soul's journey, the energy of my soul's journey, the energy that I draw in when I think about my soul's path, and when I look at my own aura and my energy field, my ability to, last through the dark days, and use a force of rage to break down negative barriers, and I get applauded for my rage also nowadays. I'm able to use the force of my knowledge of the forces of nature, and uh, imitate the same energies. If I am that powerful, then how is it that I am told that um, I have self-sabotaged myself, I have bad karma? So you're doubting that, you're like, okay, all souls go through bad karma, but all souls are self-sabotaging. We create this toxic negative reality for ourselves. You're you're like, okay, like, my fault. But hey, you know what, after so much investigation, so much in soul searching, I don't think that it is something to do with me. And I'm not saying this out of arrogance. I'm just standing up for the truth. This is a point where you get at, and your person gets at too. If y'all don't have a lot of age difference or age gap, like more than 3 years, higher or lower, to you is not such a big age gap, right? So, like, if y'all are like that, and both of y'all, when y'all meet each other, y'all like, okay, so my soul is clean. My karma is clear. I have no karma. But now, like, I realize the external forces that were making me feel like I had been sabotaging my own life. It had been keeping me away from my truth. This could basically be something that somebody said that triggered you really hard, or if you've heard things like, you create your own reality, you create your own problems. Creating your own reality is a different thing, but creating your own problems, like self-sabotaging, if you are that soul that realizes that you have not shown that tendencies, those energetic footprints are not there. Your DNA code does not have that information of self sabotage. You know that is coming from outside. So this is for the people who have met their twin flames a few years ago, maybe 2 or 3 years at least, right? Y'all have information, and y'all are kind of going through the nostalgia, going through it in a very nostalgic way, but y'all are focused on the resistance that is coming through, and sudden revisiting of this discomfort. So what are the and if y'all are older, like, because we see the King of Cups here and the Hermit, so there might be some twin flames, divine counterparts, soulmates, whatever you resonate with, might be watching this video, and y'all are older, somewhere around uh, late 50s or early 60s. I'm not saying that it's an old age. It's still not old compared to how long the human body can last. It's really, 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 really young. All right. So um they at that if at that age, at that stage, the programming is so heavy. And if even if you've been married to your freaking a soulmate, divine counterpart, or twin flame, whatever you resonate with, y'all wouldn't have had the capacity to see each other like that. Y'all would have been focused. Y'all were being trained to think that y'all are not good enough, and y'all have sabotaged your own life. And then you kind of end up understanding that uh, for y'all it takes a little longer than y'all. And if y'all are not married to your divine counterpart, or not your, if this is the first time you're meeting each other, right, in your physical world reality, at that point it's very difficult for you to shake these self-worth issues, because you'll have lived with it for a very long time. So these for the younger ones, it's like they have crammed 100 lessons over possibly possibly like 2 or 3 years, these karmic lessons. Or yeah, 3 to 4 years, so 5 years, let's just say that. And the older ones have had the chance to not 100, like 1,000 lessons in 5 years. The older ones have repeated 100 lessons on a loop for 10 times, and the younger ones um, have basically never repeated one single lesson. They have gone through 1,000 lessons really fast. I'm just giving you a comparative analysis. People who are on a spiritual path, like final path, they have no, they aren't on a karmic path, like of anything like good karma, bad karma. They are on a dharmic path, spiritual path. Souls who are on a spiritual path, who are destined to meet their person, right? And live a life with them. They are, and all the people on the spiritual path are destined to meet their person and live a life with them. Otherwise, you wouldn't meet them in the first place. Or otherwise, you wouldn't have the deep soul knowing that you're going to meet them, right? You're just made to feel crazy for thinking all of these things, delusional for thinking all of these things. And but that is just the external forces coming at you. And when you meet this person, you get it's like this revelation happens to you. Yes, I was right all along. These are the people who are throwing hexes and curses. And for the ones who are younger, it's like because they have never really repeated a pattern, or like the 1,000 lessons crammed up in 5 years of how external factors. You have people who are literally your nemesis, and they are working under karmic energies, devil energies, and doing everything in your power to create this resistance between you meeting or living a life with your person. Yes, everyone in your life becomes your enemy because they are possessed. They're possessed with karmic energies, devils. They have left their guard down, and they have gotten infected with it, right? For older ones, it like because this is for the younger ones, right? So it will come towards you with a full blast, and that full blast of all the 1,000 lessons will keep repeating over, let's say, a span of to 3 years, towards the end of the third year, it'll get better. Sorry, towards the end of the second year, you will be very confident. You'll be very confident. You will be very confident in um, your relationship. And the third year is going to be really magical, and going to know, um, y'all are going to, like that. The third year after you meeting, it's going to be the final year when you all face any external attacks, right? After that, when you all come together, right? Because this is the Three of Cups, this is the reconciliation and reunion card. When you all come together, right? When you all come together, it's complete. Like, this information has gone in to the cosmos. Both of you want it. Both of you want to come together. Both of you will find home inside yourself. And why would you sabotage that? Right? Why would you sabotage that? You have to recognize that this is coming from outside. Not everything is your doing. Your soul is pure love. It's a frequency of pure love, and it's a special variation of the frequency of true love, and you and your person hold the same variation, or the same two different versions of this special variation of the soul frequency, right? And when you know that it's so special, if you are being separated, it is foul play that is coming from the outside. If you're feeling physical discomfort when meeting your person, has been such a profoundly healing experience and clearing experience. If you're still feeling discomfort, physical discomfort, like breaking out into rashes, allergic reactions, whatever it might be, even if they are at a physical distance from you and you're feeling all of these physically discomforting things like gaining weight, losing weight, suddenly losing hair, like, just physical discomfort. If you're feeling that, you should know very clearly that it is not coming from inside of you, the metaphorical house that is you, and especially not the social memory complex of your relationship. Seventh house relationship here in this card, it is not coming from there. It is not being cultivated from there, the social memory complex of your relationship. It is not. It is definitely not. Right. The Page of Wands at the bottom of the deck. Like, you're investigating this spiritual aspects of why is it being your relationship or your home being rebooted again. Like, why is there a reboot button, a reset button constantly put on your relationship, right? When it comes to this person, it might have happened many times. Like, you all might have separated too many times, mini separations to now this larger full and final separation. And in this last separation before complete union, physical union, this is what you're focused on. Why is it that you had to go through so many resets of your relationship? Is because you're on a crash course, baby. Especially if we've met our person at a younger age, we have uh, we haven't really had time to repeat a lesson, whereas the older ones have had time to repeat the lesson. That's why they go through possibly just one long separation and this thing. So if you're a little younger, or if you have on your soul's path this responsibility to learn all of the karmic attacks possible, all various kinds, like mental, emotional, physical, where, like, I have had like uh, I have like had people literally running and jumping over me to get to my person. And like, I've had like people throw themselves at him to so that he we get separated. It's disgusting. Yeah, trust me, the kind of ick feeling that you're getting in your stomach is like the kind of ick feeling that I'm getting in my stomach is like literally I could continuously like it's like continuous nausea, like and I've faced that nausea for now like about 3.5 years, like continuous nausea. When I was with the fake twin, false twin, before meeting my person, it's like that time I would at least throw up. But when I met my person, like, the entire, I mean, I got healed physically, quite healed, and emotionally quite healed. So, but that's why I wasn't throwing up as much, but the discomfort was definitely much more higher. Like, I've had mental attacks. Like these karmics, they like I was telling my person many different ideas of a different idea that I'd come up with, like technically specific. These two karmics, they sat there and they were just staring at me, and they were just they kept on constantly interfering with the conversation. Me and my person were just literally talking to each other one on one and completely ignoring it. He was listening to the ideas I was giving him, and I was focused on telling him the ideas, but they literally like screamed, both of them, at like, they literally loudly screamed. We were in a very quiet room, living room, the four of us. They literally screamed. But I just said that both of them started screaming. I said it was my idea, and they started fighting. And when they had not spoken a single word for about half an hour, they were sitting there trying to harvest the mental energy, but I was just like really, really faster because it was my original idea. It was, I had put in the effort to come up with that idea, and they were just they created this they created a scenario where both of us just dropped it and walked away from working on that idea, right? And then they took the basic gist of that idea and made it look like something else and gave it to this other woman who thought that, oh my god, she was so popular and that's why she got this chance to run this business idea, this distorted business idea. And I kept wondering, why the hell is that happening to me? And now I know it's just like for me to learn that, okay, this is the kind of attacks that happen in this world. Process it, talk about it, stand up for your idea. And I was like, oh, earlier I would have been like, oh my god, it's just one little idea. Why do I need why am I being instructed or guided to defend it so much? And then I'm like, okay, it's just like a crazy person, a jealous person doing all of this hexes and black magic, and um because like, she's jealous, envious and jealous of what I have, and she has absolutely nothing. So let it go, poor thing, they're bad karma. I say that, and I still let it go as well. And then I'm like, why am I suddenly feeling the need to stand up and put an end to this? Because my friends, let me tell you that once you meet all your divine counterpart, twin flame or soulmate, whatever you resonate with, once you meet them, you are on the journey physically together. So now it's no longer just a karmic lesson, it is karmic completion and ending, right? So this is going to literally be an attack. It's not going to be just activities happening around you, they're going to be happening to you, right? So you've got to stand up for yourself, and you've got to report it to the higher ups, the authorities in the spiritual realm. You have to do it. I don't know why I'm being guided to shuffle that. spiritual investigations are underway, you need to open your mouth. Possibly also physically go to the police or something and tell them. Just do it. Whoever it might be a family member, it might be friends or anyone. Like, just once go ahead and speak to an authority. Everything doesn't have to be done in this obscure spiritual way. You can actually go to the authorities and tell them, I'm feeling really unsafe.
It's 5 o'clock.
Because so and so people, give them their names, submit them, give them their photographs, and say that I don't feel safe around this person, even though I'm not here to complain. And the police will tell you, and I've done this for a very long time since I was very young. Like, I've gone and told the police, and I don't know why I have this feeling of I feel unsafe. I feel somebody walking or watching me, stalking me. Five of Cups in reverse. We don't take reversals in this deck. Um, yeah. So the end of the disappointment in this relationship. Yep. We have the Four of Cups. Feeling the fear of missing out completely going away from the social memory complex of your relationship. So you'll have digested all the negativity, negative attacks, the resistance, and you're already with taking this brand new chapter. There's going to be some sort of physical discomfort for some time till it's like, yeah, literally hives. These are bites. Like, I don't know. I may have gotten jumped by some bugs or insect, but it's really unusual. The bite marks are also very, very weird and unusual. This is a different bug. It's like a stink bug. Somebody might have like used hive mentality, got my location on, taken advantage of hive mentality. Bugs have hive consciousness, right? And so on GPS, they might have known where my location is at and done a spell to set a bug on me. It's very. I know this. This me speaking about it so casually and naturally. I don't know. This is my ability to process it. My ability to process information, um, energetic information in the mind. This is purely my ability to process energetic information in the mind, and knowing that it is being presented as self sabotage, as if, why did you have to go to that place? Like, obviously, this was going to happen to you. It's infested with bugs. But no, nature doesn't attack nature like that. It's not natural order. It doesn't. You're not supposed to get jumped by bugs suddenly like that out of the blue. And if it was genuinely a bug, like, if it was genuinely me getting jumped by insects, then it I would have had that rashes on, like, just the day or the morning after I had come back from that place, right? But there was a time delay of 48 hours, so this was clearly a spell to uh aggravate my rashes. So it was done on my mind to aggravate my body's response to allergens, like, hyperactive, uh, hyper reactive immune system response, right? And I remember telling people that I have this condition. um, this is why I break out into rashes and things like that. So they have definitely used this information to create a pseudo rash, and these do really. I would like, the bumps, the number of bumps I would have noticed, and you know I started feeling. I mean, I have bite marks in places where I didn't feel the itch either. I have bumps. This is a very it is literally a spell that was done for aggravating my immune system response. And I know the people that have done this, and I'm going to hold that information, their faces, their words, and whatever they've done over these 2 years in my mind. And this is the strategy. This is what you do. You accept and acknowledge it, keep it in your mind, and wait for it to be digested out of your system. It will go, it will go, it will definitely go. It is ending, it is definitely ending. This is end times. This is times when things are ending, right? Before we take it, like before we are already walking in a new reality. And at the same time endings are happening, right? So a little bit of patience is required, a little bit of patience, being taking a leap of faith, um, and really concentrating instead of being impulsive, like be concentrating and focusing um, on this discomfort. Because the chapter of disappointment, being disappointed in your love story, that's over. It's like the opportunity. The Four of Cups is missed opportunity, right? Lost opportunity, right? The lost opportunity, and Five of Cups is disappointment. It's like you're feeling a FOMO when it like fear of missing out on an opportunity when it comes to your relationship, your Ten of Cups, right? And let me tell you, like, it's very weird how it's coming out, but that is what it is. It is actually the end of the line when or that portion of the narrative, like, the story flows through a narrative, and the narrative of disappointment in your partner, or your partner feeling disappointed in you, that narrative, it has ended from your love story. That's why the world card is here. It's generally it's a feminine polarity that feels a little disappointed, and more disappointed, and the masculine polarity is more of like wounded, overworking, overworking to prove themselves, and to get their divine feminine out of this disappointment phase. But since the disappointment itself is ending, for the need for them to please their way into back into the relationship, like, that is ending. So this being, uh, this immature fighting, this impulsive fighting, that this, like, I'm mad at you, I'm going away. And I don't think y'all have ever done that, but my masculines might have felt that you all are upset, and that's why y'all are going away. But y'all were actually going in hermit mode. Y'all were doing um, some extraordinary things for your connection and relationship, and now that y'all have pulled your energy further back, because uh, sure, earlier you might have been a little disappointed in your masculine and their behavior, but now it's like it's not there anymore. It's really not there, but the connection is still very much alive, and y'all are still working on it. So it's not there anymore, and you don't want to deal with your relationship in that uh, context ever again. So y'all have suddenly been, because it's like a reward for your hard work. You all have been given this world card here by this earth angel entity here, that it's done. Y'all are no like I mean y'all are now going to be incapable of feeling disappointment. y'all are not going to be like, you're going to be incapable going ahead. You're not going to be incapable of having self-worth issues and being disappointed in your relationship and your uh, person, right? So we're removing this element of where you will probably um, where it was feeling like self-sabotage. Oh my god, it's my fault that he pulled away. It's my fault that she pulled away, right? Or pulled back her energy, pulled back his energy. That was like, that was kind of like their victory, like, them succeeding. So the earth angel right here is taking that away, the disappointment factor, the ability to be disappointed in anything, especially yourself, is being taken away from you and from this relationship. Now, everybody will resonate with this, but if it has not already happened for you, it's that is what is upcoming. That is what is upcoming for you. um, yes, and you are going to be in a little bit of like, oh my god, okay, like a brooding sort of a energy, like, oh, I've lost something. What is it though? Like, that kind of a thing. So it's like they're not really brooding. They're like, this is really odd. It's not suspicious or nothing like that, but it's just like odd. And whereas you probably, like, if you resonate with the divine feminine aspect, you are going like, it's odd, and why do I have these rashes all over me? And to them it's like, it's odd, it's really odd. I feel like, this full blast of my divine feminine's love, and I see this relationship, like, between me and her, like this happily ever after. I see her as a home. I see her as my home, and I feel like her home, like actual physical location. Where do we live? We live within each other. And then, like, there is an actual physical home, there's an actual physical location, a very magical, like, promised land kind of a location that I'm seeing as our home. And it's like it represents the relationship between me me and my person, right? And I see him very comfortably there, both of us very comfortable there, as if none of this ever happened. And we are just like going with the flow of our, going with the flow of life, exploring the world in a completely new way, like in the hurt of our existence, with the past or the future, they're all kind of the same thing. Wonderful, wonderful flip of events, but for just some more time, like physical discomfort, it's gonna be there. Um, take something, if you are like me, facing getting some rashes and things like that. Take some anti-allergic medicine. Rest, please rest a lot. We have the hermit card, we have the four swords, we have the hangman here. Rest is essential, and I've heard this came through in two videos by one person, like, she has recommended resting quite a lot over these next 2 weeks, right? So, or throughout this month, the rest of this month. I will see you in the next reading. Bye.